down. Back in the boat.
The utmost gloom was a sickening sight. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now, with a rest to the port and the sails in flags, and the cook and the stumpers with the staggers and janks. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. On the King's birthday we put to sea. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. We were riding long days to Montego Bay, moving like madmen all the way. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers.
So far at the unit, we've done a couple of things. We've done a run, we've done 100K together, and then just the symphony at night, and there's all sorts of celebrations all throughout the year. It's really interesting, especially if people are visiting, and there's a lot of artifacts that we get to see and stories that are told.
It's been an amazing night. Great opportunity for me as a public affairs officer in training to get around and try out my trade a little bit. But also, I think overall, like with the Naval Centennial, it's really bridging the gap between generations past and current generations, I guess, the members that are serving now. And for me, it's tied it all together. Labrador, HMCS Cabot has done a great job in celebrating the Centennial, and they've done the Navy proud.
We built a bell as the Naval Reserve led that project, made up of artifacts from all across the country, naval items, shell casings, medals, badges, even love letters that were put into this bell, and it hangs in Parliament. It was given by the Admiral, the Chief of Maritime Staff, to the Prime Minister and the people of Canada. So to me, as a high-level symbolic project, I was very pleased with that one. But the The real enjoyment of this project is meeting the people and talking to them and shaking their hands and telling them the stories and listening to their stories. And it's wonderful to be in the Navy at this crossroad, and as we look forward. Very, very proud.
For me, in the Centennial year, I think the Bell project was one of the most significant for me. Tough to beat having lunch with Her Majesty the Queen at the International Fleet Review in Halifax, but the Bell project, which was a Naval Reserve initiative, an idea brought forward by Commander Harvey, really signifies to me the involvement of Canadians, the significance of commemorating our past and looking towards the future.
It is truly my great pleasure to be here in the Upper House with our honoured guests, members of the former Royal Canadian Navy and of today's Canadian Forces Maritime Command, on this, the Centennial of Canada's Naval Service.
The Pacific, le Pacifique. The Arctic, l'Arctique.
Bless now these waters, which we have gathered from the four corners of your creation. Give us grateful and generous hearts, that mercy and compassion may flow from our actions as we continue to be a safeguard to those who travel upon the waters of the world.
For many mariners, the ship's bell came to symbolize life at sea itself. That's why, even to this day, the bell is a warship's most important artifact.
Well, the bell for us is really the heart of the ship. And after a ship is decommissioned, sometimes all that remains will be the ship's bell. It carries not only the name of the ship, but it's used for religious ceremonies. It's used as the clock to tell time, to change watch in a ship. It's used as the baptismal font, and children's names are engraved in that ship's bell. So it really not only is the heart of the ship while the ship is in service, but it's the spirit of the ship after the ship is decommissioned.
I look forward to the day soon when the citizens of Ottawa and visitors to our capital city from elsewhere in Canada and overseas make this place, this monument, a common part of their lives in ordinary acts.
The water being used by the Vice Admiral has been collected by Canadian naval ships and submarines from Canada's three oceans, Atlantic, Pacific and Arctic, as well as the Gulf of St. Lawrence, the Great Lakes, and an international theatre of operations. The water samples reflect the country's domestic maritime interests and the Navy's international operations.
And the great many things the Commission does to enhance the image and prestige of our nation's capital, none can be of greater importance than how we recognize and commemorate a truly unifying national institution, Canada's Navy and the men and women that serve in it.